Hi, my name is Tatiana and I am an artist. Okay, so basically, if this is your first time coming here, thank you for visiting, thank you for coming by. Today I'm going to be making a ceramic box. So this is the idea. You know, when you get chocolates that are in the heart box, usually for Valentine's Day, and then you have the chocolate box, you have the box and it's so cute, whatever, but then you throw it out. So some years ago, my husband gave me a Godiva special edition box, and it had it was a red box and it had this type of drawing on top that looked like an embroidery. It was just very beautiful. And I kept the box afterwards because it was kind of fabric. And I was like, you know what? My jewelry needs to go in this little bonbon chocolatey box, right? So I kept the box and I kept using it for a long time. And so I keep thinking, ever since I learned ceramics, I keep thinking if you have pieces that are functional, but at the same time are beautiful, which is usually what happens with ceramics, but sometimes also surprising, what is the feeling that you get from that, right? So that's what I want to create. And so in this channel, I'll be creating a lot of things that, are delightful and very pretty and very cool. And so I'm very excited to do that. So a tiny bit about my background. I am a landscape architect by profession. I stopped that about 6-7 years ago to become a full-time illustrator. And then last year I discovered ceramics. I had a friend who actually told me let's go to a ceramics class. And when I went to the class, the teacher was kind of teach yourself type of teacher. So I was like, well, if I'm going to teach myself, I'm going to teach myself in the comfort of my own home. So I started to do ceramics at home. I loved it. At first I was very impatient, but then I just realized that you could make something, cook it, and then the item is done. And I fell in love. I was like, what? This is insane. It never dawned on me, all the items that were around us that are created from ceramics, that are clay, that I just didn't put two and two together. It's so dumb, but it's the truth. And so it's been less than a year since I've just been doing ceramics on and off, teaching myself, watching videos, buying videos, just so that I can increase my skills. I'm by no means a professional, but I have a lot of ideas and I'm very ingenious in the sense of I am going to go and find a way to do it, even if I have to watch a million things to do it. And so that's why I know, okay, a box. I've already made a vase, I can make a box. And this year, actually, I will be starting very soon. I will be doing an 8-9 month program to learn how to do contemporary ceramics, but with all the decoration techniques. So my goal is to mix my drawings as well as the ceramics, create something beautiful from that. And I'm also doing mold making so that I can do series of pieces and come out with my collection. I am very excited. I am oh my God, I can't sleep from anxiety of learning everything that I'm going to learn, but I'm also very excited. And so this channel is a way for me to get some of those ideas out into the world. Also, as I create my vision and as I refine my vision, this is a way for me to be able to learn more, right? Because I don't want to say I'm an expert. I'm not. I am an expert at learning and I'm an expert at trying to figure things out. And as I go, I will build my vocabulary and my skills. And so if you like what I'm doing, if you want to learn more, if you have cool ideas that you want me to try that, align with me, let me know in the comments. If you want to subscribe, please do. It always helps. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and that's it. So today we're going to be making a box. We're going to be making 2 boxes, and you're going to get a better idea of what my style is like. All right? All right, so let's go. Let's get started. So this is the inspiration for the project. I did choose a heart box that was pretty deep. And the drawings I will be making, I usually draw in markers, but in this case, I'm going to be drawing in underglazes, or rather with underglazes. Knead your clay to make sure that you don't have any bubbles, you don't have anything that's going to make your piece explode in the kiln. Then I did choose to make the piece 6.6 of a centimeter thick because I didn't want it to be too thin because it is going to be holding a lid, but I did want to make sure that that it wasn't so thick that, you know, it's extremely heavy. I am using some sticks to make sure that the thickness remains throughout. Now, I used the template that I created. I just wanted a heart, so I made a heart that I thought looked good. For the bigger box, I did end up making the heart, and I find it huge. I wouldn't do this anymore. Now, in this case, after you score, of course, you're just going to clean up the piece. This is just putting the piece together, assembling it to make sure that I have both the bottom and the top. I left the margin just so that I can make sure that it fits properly. And of course, you know, just a liberal amount of slip. This is, if you know how to do ceramics, then none of this is surprising. I'm just going through the steps of actually putting the ceramics piece together, right? So make sure that at anytime that you're doing this, that you do make sure that first of all, you have enough slip that the piece will stay together. So it's okay if you add more slip. Because you're going to be able to remove it. So don't stress. And also make sure that the curve, you have enough moisture in the piece so that the curve of the heart is going to be perfect, whatever your perfection is, and not crack. In this case, I'm just cleaning everything up because these are pieces that you want to look as polished as possible. If it's not your look, then don't stress it. This is for fun. This is for something that, you know, I wanted to try, and I'm so happy. So in this case, though, I did decide to take my time and polish this, just go over it with just a little bit of water, just wetting my fingers very lightly and just going over it because this is going to be the base for where I paint. So I want it to be as smooth as possible, as polished as possible. And also when I'm gonna put the esmalte, I don't wanna have, the glaze. I just said esmalte, which is in Spanish, but the glaze, I don't wanna have bumps then because it will appear brighter once you put the glaze. So just making sure to just clean it as much as possible, having a good base for the drawing. Now, the drawing, I am so excited because this drawing I actually made, I want to say in 2015 originally. And so the first one actually, this one, in 2015, I drew this girl on a banana phone. And I was like, oh my God, but I didn't really like the way that everything seemed so pale. It didn't really vibe with me. And at the time I wasn't really drawing a lot of background color. I was just drawing girls on white paper. And so it didn't strike me as much as my drawings do now. And so I'm so happy to have found a home for her. I usually hang on to black and white drawings, or actually I hang on to all my drawings that I think are beautiful. I have books and books of drawings, and sometimes I'll reuse the poses. Most time I won't, but a lot of times, especially for paintings, I will reuse poses that I thought were striking and change the outfit, change the mood. It's just a way for me to be able to, you know, still connect with the drawings because the actual pose, finding poses or thinking of poses is also part of the whole art and prospect, or rather the art journey, right? So you have to go through all those pieces in order to create a final illustration. So in this case, I kept the drawing and I had the black and white drawing. And then as you saw, I just basically traced it onto the clay. I don't know if this isn't a way to do it, but some people I've seen, they will draw, like if they're tracing, they'll draw like the drawing and then they'll fill the back with pencil, like how we used to trace when we were kids, and then they'll go over it. What I discovered is if you see those very light lines, they're actually charcoal pencil. And I found that out by accident. I just draw on the reverse and the charcoal pencil will come through when I press on it. So if you want to see more about that process, I can definitely create a full video on that. Okay, so in this case, I'm still working on clay in the bizcocho phase. I just forgot the word in English again because I'm learning all of this in Spanish. I live in Argentina, so everything to me is in Spanish. But Everything that I'm doing is with underglazes and I love them. I'm just learning them. So this is the end result. So cute. I can't even. It's so pretty. I love the colors. I love the bananas. It feels so much like me. It feels so much like my work for this tiny box. And this is actually a box that I will reproduce and end up selling. I'm very happy that it ended up being like this. I wasn't sure to put, at first I didn't put the cherries all around it, but when I did, it just put everything together. Fantastic. Thank you for watching. Please feel free to like this video if you liked it and follow me if you want to see more, and I will see you next time. Thank you so much. Bye.